Last year, Kawasaki lent me a Ninja 125 to review, and the conclusion was that ragging a small bike was a lot of fun, but it just needed a little bit more power. Just make it easier to run on motorways, luggage, two up, things like that. Then at the NEC bike show, I saw the new Kawasaki Ninja 500 that was being released, and I got the offer of taking one for a spin as soon as it came out. Around the same time, my boss asked if I'd like to join him and his brothers on a trip around the NC 500, and it just seemed like fate. We'd done 125 miles on a 125 flat out. This was going to be the Ninja 500 versus the 500. It all seemed like a great idea, or so I thought. Watch this video and see what happens next. I can hear you then.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you on...
I can't hear you or you lot. No, so I need to join. I can hear Adam, but I can't hear you too.
It was a chilly Friday morning when I met Phil, Jay and Addy at Tesco's in Stockport, ready to set off on our trip. After a short delay making sure everyone's cardo pack talks were all synced, we jumped onto the M60 heading clockwise round Manchester, trying to beat the rush hour traffic.
You have no idea.
Looking at Phil, Jay and Addy on their adventure bikes made me wonder whether the Ninja 500 was up to the task that had set it, or as a matter of fact, whether I was up to a task of riding the Ninja 500 all that way. In all honesty, my one biggest concern was whether I'd be comfortable enough to keep going round the whole trip. The only other concern I had was whether the Ninja 500 could keep up with these much bigger adventure bikes. I knew it would be fine round the twistier roads of the NC 500, but it was this long first day on the motorway where I thought it would struggle most.
Just get my hair sorted, hang on.
Our first stop was 96 miles in at Teebay services for a quick breakfast, refuel and carry on.
Unlike. That's what I should be doing, driving my van up here with the bike in the back. I'm going to take up 2 spaces. I need the room to get back on it.
After going through Glasgow, we had a brief stop at Loch Lomand for some dinner, and then straight on to Glen Coe. Once we got to the Scottish Highlands, the weather was changeable. One minute was dry, the next minute was raining. Snow was forecast, but we fortunately managed to dodge that. And it was also at this point when we had our first experience of motorhomes in Scotland. There's a lot of people who use motorhomes to go touring around Scotland, and half of those seem to be rentals, with drivers who are very inexperienced of driving such a large vehicle. As we headed through Glen Coe, 2 motorhomes passing each other went too close and ended up smashing off each other's wing mirrors, which showered Phil, who was just behind one of them, with shards of glass and plastic. The scenery around Scotland is truly stunning. Every corner you go round, there seems to be another mountain or valley, loch, something that catches your attention and leaves you in awe. We briefly stopped at the bottom of Ben Nevis, where there was an upcoming mountain bike event due to be held. Then shortly after that we stopped at Spean Bridge for an opportune photo, only to find out that a few hundred metres further up the road was the Commandos Memorial. But with time cracking on, we knew we couldn't risk it, and we had to keep moving. Even the journey up to the start of the NC 500 gave us some memorable moments, some incredible views and incredible roads. The Ninja 500 was taking it all in its stride without any difficulty and making the smaller, tighter, more intricate roads a whole lot of fun. The weather got a lot worse as we neared Inverness, but the new RST Paragon 7 jacket and trousers that I had was keeping me nice and dry and warm, and the bike kit handlebar muffs added an extra layer of protection for my hands.
Anybody need petrol? Are you all alright?
The further we rode through Scotland, the more frequently we needed breaks. I was happy to find out that Phil, Jay and Addy were struggling just as much as me with a sore back and wrists. The Ninja's sporty looks and handling hid a comfortable and versatile road bike that seemed to be able to do everything that the other adventure bikes were doing. The Waverley Inn at Dingwall was a welcome sight. After a quick bite to eat, we even managed to go out and relax after our first long day's ride, getting to the start of the NC 500.